under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good afternoon. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm going to read the appeal of decisions. Pursuant to the provisions of 2.68.030 of the Metropolitan Code of Laws, please take notice that decisions of the Metropolitan Board of Parks and Recreation may be appealed to the Chancery Court of Davidson County for review under a common law writ of certiorari. Any appeal must be filed within 60 days after entry of a final decision by the board. Any person or other entity considering an appeal should consult with an attorney to ensure that time and procedural requirements are met. Have you all had an opportunity to read the minutes? We'll consider those now. Thank you. Is there any discussion of the minutes? It's been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Are there any Metro Council referrals? Any members present?
Yeah, we do have Councilmember Larry Hager as well as Councilmember Tanya Hancock is here joining us today. And I
Thank
hear
you
that
for being here.
Councilmember Sharon Hurt is on her way, but not here yet.
Okay. Thank you all so much for being here. And is it my understanding that Councilman Hager is our Metro Parks
He
representative?
is the
from
chair of
council?
the Parks and Libraries Committee.
Yes, yes. Thank you again for being here.
Vice Chair.
And okay,
Absolutely.
we've met Tanya. Tanya's come a couple of times.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for being here. We're going to move to old business 10-19-02. Staff requests permission to adopt the name Cassie Gardner Senior Park for the site under construction and informally referred to as Jefferson Street Park, located at 1606 Jefferson Street. The naming committee met. Is there a recommendation from the naming committee?
Yes, we met prior to the meeting today, and we had Miss Keisha Gardner with us today when we had the meeting, and she gave the speech last month, and I was not here, but they say it was very moving and very instrumental in getting this before us, and overwhelmingly we wanted to pass this today.
Okay, thank you so much. Staff has made this recommendation. Are there any comments from staff? Here.
Recommend approval.
Thank you so much. Is there any discussion from the board? We'll receive a motion. I'll accept the motion.
Move approval.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes. Thank you. Congratulations. Long time coming. I'll move to the consent agenda. I need to entertain a motion to suspend the rules to add a pop-up Jason Aldean concert to promote Sirius XM on November 22nd. Because of the timing of this event, we need to suspend our rules to include it in the consent agenda as we take all of that up. This will be a fairly large concert, free to the public, that is basically a marketing event. There are no conflicts in the park. And so we would like to add this to the agenda. Are there any questions? I need to accept a motion to suspend the rules. Okay.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? All righty, we'll take the consent agenda.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Thank you so much. Need a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you so much. Moving on to new business 11-19-02. Staff requests board approval of the third amendment to the lease between Metro Parks and Belmont University to remove the indoor batting and locker training facility from the Rose Park property. Staff has made the recommendation for approval. Are there any additional comments?
I'd just like to comment, Madam Chair, that this amendment does remove the section where the in the lease, I think Amendment 2 of the lease, where the batting facility was proposed to be built on Parks property, included, and that is a part of that MOU. You should also be aware that included in the MOU with M&PS, it does include Belmont funding Saturday hours from 8 to 12 at Easley Community Center.
Is there any questions from the board?
And
So-
I think
Any
there are
discussion?
representatives from Belmont and MNPS here as well, if you have questions.
Yeah, I'd like to ask some questions about the MOU.
Mm-hmm.
So the MOU is an executed agreement or not yet executed? Is it
Doug
Please
Sloan, I'm representing Belmont today. The MOU between MNPS, Parks, and Belmont, it has been executed between MNPS and Belmont, but because it deals with a lease of Metro-owned property, it has to be ratified by the council. And so there's a council bill right now that is set for first reading tonight on this matter, where they will adopt it. This portion, in bringing in the lease agreement that already exists with Parks, was done because the MOU with MNPS is to build the same facility with the funding, but it channeling through MNPS on their property down below the hill from where it was originally designed to be.
So the funding that would come to Parks is, if it's approved by council, the funding that would be used to increase the community center's operating hours.
That funding flows through Metro Schools.
I see.
Then to Parks.
And the amount of that is
It's set-
$35,000. Is that right?
It is, as long as there's the need for the Saturday, the funding for the Saturday operations. That's correct.
And the length of this is, so the length of the MOU is pretty long. How many years? Like 50 years?
It's
or
50
something?
years.
Yeah, and so that funding would just stay 35 unless we didn't need it, and then it would jump down to 20. Is that right?
That's correct. That's correct. And it does call for Belmont to do a $6 million improvement on the property and building the facility, maintain the facility, having someone there to operate the facility, and to facilitate Metro Schools' use of the facility.
I want to stay in my lane. I know we're at Parks. We're not, I think there was one part of it, I am just curious that I think when it was coming before us last year, I think there was a question of whether or not there was going to be private space that was just used by Belmont that would not be accessible to the public.
There are locker rooms that are included in the space that's being built. And the locker rooms would be used by Belmont's baseball team, and then there's a locker room for their softball team as well.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for sharing that.
Regarding the MOU with MNPS funding, help me to understand that. So park staff would be responsible for
Staffing.
staffing
Would
that.
staff it, yes.
And I guess the question is that sufficient funding to staff? Have hours been allocated, those kind of things, to ensure that you're not over?
That is covered.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Extended.
And so the number that we provided last year was $23,400. So the $35,000 is greater than that number. And that is a figure that we calculated here, the staff, to determine who would need to work, because you get into all kinds of human resources types of requirements. And then that does include our indirect cost rate on that amount, so we're included in that amount. So in short answer would be yes. And so while we have not worked out the details, ideally what I see, like working with any other Metro department, if funding goes to that department, then it's a journal entry between departments for the expenses to be covered.
But this is not assuming any increase in cost over the 50 years?
No, it is not.
Yes, I would hate to think that somebody be making $23,000 49 years from now.
Speak.
So, and I would imagine it would be greater than $35,000 at that point too.
Is there any other discussion? In addition to Belmont and MNPS being here, thank you so much, there are representatives from the community that are here, and I want to yield to our legal authority department representative if we need to hear from them or they're not on the agenda, and so.
You all can
Okay.
hear from them if you wish. Just as a reminder, you're voting on the amendment to the lease, which removes the batting cage from Parks
Which is-
property.
Mhm.
That's what you all are considering.
Which is, yeah, and absolutely. I just wanted to be sure that our voices were heard.
Yeah, as a matter of clarification, this was heard by the Planning Commission several weeks ago. Public hearings were held.
Okay.
Public hearings will be held at the second reading of council. So I think that the public's going to have time to address this lease on school property. All we're doing is removing it from Parks property and shifting it to the school.
Well, I move that we approve this motion.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been properly moved and seconded. Is there any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Have one in opposition. Thank you so much. 11-19-03. Staff requests board approval of the Junior Grizzlies agreement between Metro Parks and Memphis Basketball. Let me start over. 11-19-03. Staff requests board approval of the Junior Grizzlies agreement between Metro Parks and Memphis Basketball, authorizing Metro Parks to operate a youth basketball league. So this is a recommendation from staff. Are there any comments?
This is
From
a
staff?
over 10-year partnership we have with the Grizzlies that services 25-hour community center, so we hope to continue that partnership.
Okay. Is there any discussion from the board?
I move for approval.
Thank you. Accept the second.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion passes. We're going to move now to special presentations and introductions.
Okay, I think we may have one. Wayne, is Mr. Newton here?
Yes, he is.
Would you?
Wood, if you'd stand, please. Wood Newton is a regular golfer at our courses, and he was a very good close friend to Mr. Carpenter, who was unfortunately killed at Shelby Golf Course a little over a month ago. They were lifelong friends, and he, Monique, you probably have seen Mr. Newton before. He was performing beautifully. He sang at the Celebration of Life that we had for him. He's a very talented guy, and he also is a talented woodmaker as well, and woodworker. And he is making a bench to honor the memory of Mr. Carpenter, and that's going to be the back.
Nice wood.
We just wanted to
Very nice.
acknowledge him and tell him we appreciate his work.
beautiful and last for many years, so.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for doing that. All righty, we'll move to capital projects update. Tim, next.
I will just hit the highlights. There's a new project on this list this month, trails at Beaman Park, and actually it's a project that Jim and his staff have been working on from the beginning. Only recently has the planning division gotten involved in it. So if you want to share any info on it, that's
We're making great progress on the trail. Hopefully we'll be pretty much close to completion by the end of the year. It'll be 10 more miles of trail at Beaman Park. We're getting into the Proctor tract, which we've not been out into before. It's a professionally built, professionally designed trail, so it's going to be really nice.
It'll be great. So that will triple the number of trail miles at Beaman. So it's a great project. Cassie Gardner Senior Park, we have broken ground on that. MDHA has funded and is managing that project. So we're excited to be moving on that. Two projects that are were substantially completed this month are the Bellevue Community Center, which is in the Bellevue 1 development. And I believe we may be working on an opening date for that has yet to be determined. And then Frankie Pierce Park in the Capitol View area is complete, and it's beautiful, and it's an exciting project with a great partnership with the private developer that did the project, and I think you guys are working on a date for that too.
Yeah. It's in December, I think, isn't it? I hope.
It will be in November, which is in November. Soon, very soon.
That's all.
Thank you so much. I want to recognize the presence of Council Lady Sharon Hurt. Thank you so much for being here. I know you wanted to be here for Keisha Gardner in the Jefferson Street Park.
Cassie Gardner Park.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Cassie Gardner, we have a new name. Cassie Gardner, please allow me to say the Cassie Gardner Park.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you, and good afternoon to everyone. I did just want to come to thank you all for recognizing Mr. Gardner for what he has done for this community for decades. And the acknowledgement of such heritage and just beautiful work that has been done. You know, they believed in rest and relaxation from the cemetery all the way to the spa. So thanking you for the park now where there will be some rest and relaxation there. It's continuing, and I appreciate that. And I also thank you for naming Frankie Pierce Park as well. That community is full of wonderful history, and for you to take the time and do something tangible to recognize it is most appreciated, and I thought it was worthy of me taking time to come here and thank you all for doing just that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to move to upcoming special activities and events. Jackie Jones.
And we have a lot of things going on in the park. Just because the weather's cold doesn't mean that we have fewer events. Actually, in looking at some of these, I would almost argue that we have just as many, if not more. This Saturday, November 9th, from 4 to 8 p.m., we will have the McCabe Park Fall Festival. It's going to be a big deal. We have a video coming out about this festival this afternoon. Please join them for a night of family fun. There will be bounce houses, games, food trucks, live music, and so much more. Then on November 15th, and I'm sure many of you have heard me talk about the Arts Center Holiday and Student Art Sale. It kicks off on November 15th. It's one of the places where you will find unique holiday gifts. So if you have the opportunity, please make it a point to visit the Centennial Arts Center November 15th. That's when this sale kicks off. Then, the first week in December, we have what is known as a holiday tradition. It's the Mini Nutcracker. It will be at the Harpeth Hall School. That event runs from Friday, December 6th through Sunday, December 8th. And it's really an event you'll want to bring the entire family to. Now is the time to buy your ticket. It always sells out. Last but not least, I think Tim mentioned Frankie Pierce Park. We're working on an opening date for that. We hope it will be within the next 2 to 3 weeks. When we get a firm date, we'll be sure to let you know. That's it.
Thank you. Moving now to department updates. I have none. Right, report of the director.
Thank you, Madam Chair and Park Board. I would like to thank all of our Parks team members who helped to make Celebrate Nashville a successful event again this year. It was Saturday, October 5th, and I understand that attendance is estimated to be at roughly 50,000 people. I think that speaks well to the festival itself and to our community here in Nashville wanting to learn about and embrace cultures other than their own. So thank you to everybody. I don't want to call anybody's name, although it was led by special events / cultural arts. It was a department-wide effort, and everybody had involvement. So thank you, team, Parks team, for that.
Can I just chime in and say I came, my mom and I came, and it was really great the way the parking, everything was signed very well. There were golf carts. There were very knowledgeable. Everybody that I talked to on the staff was very knowledgeable about where to go and see, and it was really well done. Really well done.
Thank you. Good. I did want to mention that Mr. Terrence Kettlebaum, who oversees our Hadley Park Tennis Center, was named Diversity and Inclusion Champion of the Year by the USTA. And I think we sent a notice out about that to everybody, but did want to mention TQ and honor him and thank him for his service to the department. I want to address a couple of things that have been in the media lately. First of all, the gates at Ascend Amphitheater are open, and they'll be open till April. The concert season, as I communicated with you all, and as you probably know, is April to October. So the gates there will be open until April, until the concert season restarts. We met with Live Nation and representatives from the mayor's office and we kind of did a site visit and walkthrough last week of the area, and we're going to secure those gates open because, as you may know, there is unfortunately a large homeless population that is there in the area, and we want to make sure that at least from now till April, when folks approach those gates, that they are open. We'll also be working on some signage to let folks know, to communicate when the gates are open. Just wanted to be clear about, again, we're working with the mayor's office to make sure that the pathway is minimally impacted. There is you all probably know this, but there is a contract in place with Live Nation. And I will say, just go ahead and probably voice what may be the elephant in the room, that it is not an ideal situation to have a public greenway or pathway through a ticketed event venue. That creates issues, and I really commend the city for its efforts in having both public space and wanting to have this venue for the city. But it is certainly not lost on me, and probably not you all and staff, that it is a challenge. It can be challenging, but we are again working with the mayor's office and our partner, Live Nation, to make this as negatively impactful as possible. To the other issue that has recently been in the news, the Metro Warming Shelter, I just wanted to let you all know that it will be at a different location this year, not at a community center. The mayor's office has worked very diligently with social services to move the location. So the only impact we will have, and we're glad to play a role, will be that Parks Police will assist in providing security when they are needed, in addition to the Sheriff's Department and Metro Police. All right, on to other maybe happier things. Our annual budget process will very likely be start earlier this year. I don't have any details about that, but in speaking with Mayor Cooper and his staff, they have said they want to start the process earlier than it has historically, and he will be looking at particularly what departments need in personnel and operations. So I am delighted to hear that, even though, given Metro's fiscal position, we may not be able to do everything in 1 year. I'm very hopeful that over the next several years we'll be able to get some improvements in our operating budget in particular. So those are all the announcements that I have, and thank you.
Thank you. Any questions? Any announcements, requests for future agenda items or open items?
No.
All right, I'll accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
We are adjourned.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information about this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.